Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 11 of Mad Dialogue with me, Michelle.
And me, Skylar.
How you doing, Skylar? You good today, girl?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Yeah, well, I'm good. I was watching a couple of videos the other day, and one of them, it was like a relationship coach or a dating coach or something like that, and she was asking these women, what they were looking for in a man.
Yeah.
Okay. And, most of them, they would be saying that he has to have his own home, his own car. He has to be earning a certain amount each year. Preferably if they've got children, they have to be of an age where they can practically take care of themselves type thing, because, she don't want that burden. So you're like, okay, come. And it's like, what are you offering? This is what she would be asking the woman.
Yeah.
And, she's basically saying things like, well, me, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, so what exactly are you offering? And, she's saying things like, basically, it's more about what he would do for her rather than what she's prepared to do for him. Like, as far as paying the bills, she's saying she'd rather not pay anything.
Yeah.
And if she did, she think it should be 80-20, obviously the 20 in her favor. Like, and it just got me thinking, there was another woman, I saw this video, and this man was taking this woman on a date, and she's recording herself, and as they pull up to this where he's taking her, he gets out of the car to open her car door, which I thought was very gentlemanly of him. And she's talking into the phone saying, "This fool done took me to the Cheesecake Factory." And so at this point, he's trying to open the door, and then he's asking her, like, why isn't she unlocking the door? So he gets back in the car, and she starts saying that she got all dressed up and he's taken her to the Cheesecake Factory. Now, we don't have Cheesecake Factory in the UK. So I thought, let me go online and have a look what the Cheesecake Factory is saying. And I have to be honest, I wouldn't have been bothered if a man said,
let's be real here,
that he was taking me to the Cheesecake Factory. I mean, the menu is extensive.
Literally.
Like, I would, if a man said that to me, honestly, I would be like, you know something? Let me pick what I want from now.
Yeah, for real.
I'd actually be so excited.
Literally.
And I'm saying, like, I'm you know what I mean? Is there something wrong with me? The point I'm making is this. You have high value women, but on the other side, you have high maintenance women.
Yeah.
And there is a difference. And I'm sorry, high maintenance women are making it hard for us high value women. Now, let me ask you a couple of questions, Skylar, because, generations are different and so on and so forth. So, I mean, I know you're with Beckett, but just put that to one side just for a moment. So a guy wants to take you out on a date.
Yeah.
Now, these are the choices, right? A, you go for a nice walk in public and everything, not on a walk so he can kidnap you. There's nothing sinister in this.
Yeah.
A nice walk and then stop off at a nice little coffee shop.
Okay.
Or take you out for a meal somewhere expensive, wine and dine you then. Do you know what I mean? What?
Well, I don't want to do either. I'm going to be so sure right now. Because I don't really like walking, and I don't look at walking as a date.
You see, the reason I'm saying,
like
asking the question,
shop, that's one thing, but
the reason I'm saying it is because I feel like a lot of women, yes, I'm not saying that a lot of women haven't got their own, like they've got their own house, they've got their own car. So they want a man that can match that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's women that will want certain things, right? But they don't have nothing to offer in return. you know, and it's more of what the man can do for them than what, whereas like a high value woman, whilst, because a high value woman has it together, like she has her own home, her own car and all of that. Yeah. She's, you know, independent and that. But when she's looking at a man, I believe that she's looking more at his spiritual qualities.
Yeah,
not
definitely.
To say that she's not wanting him to have a home and a car, but a high value woman wouldn't be putting a specific, like he's got to be earning this much a year.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? A high value woman would be happy to support a man that is trying to get there. You know what I mean? Whereas a high maintenance woman would want a man to already have it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just, there just seems to be a lot of gold diggers, and it doesn't seem to me that a lot of people, because don't get me wrong, there are men as well that would be looking at a woman for what she can do for him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like there's many men that would just live off of a woman and have no problem doing it, you know? But there are men that actually want to add something to a woman. And I just feel that high maintenance women, they make it harder for high value women.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Do you know what I mean? And so then the other thing for me is this, because I was having this conversation with Neo and Leah earlier. You know, on the other side, when I'm talking like the spiritual side of things, where you have two people, they meet, they come into a relationship together and everything looks great. However, because they both haven't done the work on themselves, they've then embarked on a new relationship and they've brought in baggage from past relationships, things that they haven't healed from. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, without doing the work, how then can you have a relationship that is of any substance? It's always going to just be based on a materialistic, like ego type thing. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for real.
And it's just sad to see, because I am coming across a lot of videos where people, they're just not treating each other right. Do you know what I mean? Like there's videos where the woman has led the man to believe that the child is his, for how many years? And then when he finds out and has proof that the child isn't his, instead of the woman feeling some kind of remorse or even some shame or whatever, no, she wants to argue with him. Well, you've been his dad, so then just continue, like, just forget it. It was 11 years ago. And this is what I'm saying, like, as a society on a whole, it's not looking good.
No.
It's not looking good.
No, I feel you.
Do you know, I have to say it, when people are putting themselves on social media, whether it's dating apps or whatever, they're using a lot of filters as well.
Oh, definitely.
Okay, which once again is the high maintenance thing. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that these people are not good looking anyway. I'm not saying that they're not beautiful and things like that. But it enhances it. And it's that thing again. Do you know what I mean? Do you know how many people I've heard that they've met someone on a dating app and then they've gone to meet them and they don't recognize them because they look nothing like.
I'd be so embarrassed.
Do you know? So it is a thing where I do feel, do you think that there's equal in high value women and high maintenance?
No. Oh.
Do you think there's more high maintenance women than high value women?
I don't know. No, I don't think so, probably, because you've also got to take into account women that have low value. You know what I mean?
True,
in that sense, in the ones who really just don't care how a man treats them or a partner treats them. You know what I mean?
And there's that again.
And then I feel like then, other than the low value ones, then you've got the high maintenance ones. And I'm not saying there's not a lot of women that are high value, but I think it might be one of the lower.
But you did make a good point with the low maintenance ones, let's say, put it like that believe that that's all they deserve. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's the thing again. So yeah, it's interesting to me, but I don't know. I just think that the way how the world has moved now, too many women are in their divine masculine energy in the respects of, because they're raising the children on their own, and they essentially have to do the job of the man and woman. Like if anything needs to be fixed in the house, 9 times out of 10 a woman's fixing it herself. So it's understandable to a certain degree why she would be in that energy, but at the same time, where are all the real men then? I don't know how else to put it, because it's kind of sad when I think about it, because I don't see it getting any better.
Yeah.
Expectations are high, but I don't really see what. All right, then it's like this. A lot of women nowadays think that it's not the thing to be the type of woman that wants to be in the kitchen and cook a meal for her husband. Do you know what I'm saying? Or a man, like, especially if he is a man that deserves that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I guess when it comes down into a nutshell, a lot of women have an issue being submissive because they take submissive as being a bad word. But if you're a high value woman and you have a high value man, you will have no problem being submissive. And there's high value women that would listen to this that would know exactly what I mean by that. Do you know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of people say, well, you sure got a lot to say considering you're not in a relationship. But I have a lot to say because I'm not in a relationship. I was in a relationship and I've done the work. And so therefore I see things differently now. Do you know what I'm saying?
No,
so, and I'm on my own because I refuse to settle for less. Like I don't want a low maintenance, high maintenance man. I want a high value man. Do you know what I'm saying? So what's your opinion on, like, what would you say are the qualities that you would look for in a man? Not necessarily like I say, high value or that, just the credentials that would make you say, okay, that's a good place to start for a man.
What do you mean?
Well, like,
give me an example.
On the materialistic sense, what would you expect him to have acquired in order to say that he's established himself as a man? And you know what I mean? You would be interested in him. I'd put Beckett aside. I'm just saying in general.
At this point in my life, because it depends. Like age wise, there's not really.
But what would you? I mean, you must have an opinion of what you think. Like when you think of what a man should be, like and how a man should be. What is it you think?
Like, if I'm thinking when you're at a certain age, not the ages I am now, but to at least have, I don't even care how, honestly, let's be real, but to at least have an income that's coming in where you can say you can afford what you're doing in life, basically. And as long as you've got a roof over your head and transport, I want to say that I'm in a car.
And what about qualities?
Qualities wise, like just, I don't know, I don't really want to get into it, but just a guy that, I don't know, knows himself and has that kind of thing where he won't let people just walk all over him, I guess.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's a thing. I like a guy that has confidence, but not in the sense where it's too cocky, you know? It's a justified confidence, like, because of how he carries himself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that. I'd like, for me, because I am a strong, independent person, I need that in a man. Like I would like to feel taken care of. Do you know what I mean? Not to say that I'm not going to I wouldn't take care of him. I'm just saying I would like to be able to surrender to that. For me, that is what a high value man is. Like, like, I will take care of everything. You don't have to worry about nothing, even though I would. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just to have a man to know that he's taking charge as a man should, in my opinion. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and there was, I just have to say this bit before I go, because for some reason it just keeps popping in my head. So this woman, one of them that I was listening to, she was asking for all these requirements, like I said, like high standard. But this woman had been in a relationship. She was married. She'd been married, but she basically claimed like she fell out of love with her husband, which fair enough, that happens. But it just surprised me the way how she was saying that from when her and her husband separated to when she embarked upon another relationship and sleeping with someone, there was no time in between it at all. And that's what kind of made me look at her and think, well, you are requiring all this from a man, but and to boot, she wanted him to take care of her 3 children as well.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, that's just my opinion on it. I just wanted to get your views on it, because it was something where I had been thinking about it, because there is a distinct difference. Do you know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to talk about it. So I'm glad that I did. Oh dear. It's one of them days today, isn't it?
Yeah.
But on that note, I think we'll leave it here this week. So thank you everybody for joining us. As always, I am sending an abundance of love and light. It's goodbye from me, Michelle, and goodbye from Skylar.
Bye.
Bye.